everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to just pick up things where I left off in my last video and actually show off the last two releases that I picked up from Midnight Classics. And it just happens to be that the two films are Wes Craven movies. So the first film we're going to start with is The Last House on the Left. But before I get into this movie, can we just admire the artwork in this? Midnight Classics, yous are amazing. That is absolutely beautiful, the artwork in that. Yeah, it's definitely one of the best artworks I've seen on one of the releases. And that's saying something because every one of them look beautiful. But yeah, this film was a remake. It was actually inspired by a Swedish film called The Virgin Spring. It was written, edited and directed by Wes Craven. And it was his debut as well. And it was produced by Sean S. Cunningham as well. It had a budget of $87,000. And it was actually a box office success. It actually grossed, I think it grossed just a little over $3 million. It was a massive success for them. It was very controversial though at the time. It was heavily censored in a lot of countries, and it was banned from a lot as well. It was actually banned over here in Ireland for years. And I can tell you now, after revisiting this movie, I wish the hell it was still banned. This movie is not good. It's not a good movie. I'm committed now I'm committed to Midnight Classics. I'm going to try and buy everything from them, even if that means I have to pick up a few bad movies. I did see this film years ago. It was one of them movies that when it finally came into Ireland, when it was allowed, of course everyone flocked to it. They wanted to see it, and I remember at the time seeing it and going, what the hell, what was the big deal? I didn't understand it. But yeah, we watched it. It had some of the worst dialogue I've ever heard in a movie. Just watch the start of this movie. Watch the start of this movie. Watch the father and the way he speaks to his daughter. No father ever speaks to their daughter like that. I don't care where in the country, what planet you live in. You just don't speak to your daughter that way. And it was ridiculous. I remember just looking at my fiance and going, what the hell? Who the hell speaks to their daughter that way? It was just ridiculous. It has some of the worst acting as well. And that's saying a lot coming from someone who loves Friday the 13th. The acting is shocking. It's horrible to watch. And what's even more horrible is the picture quality on this Blu-ray. Now, I know people are going to turn and say, oh, it was shot on a budget of $87,000. Look, Halloween was shot on a small budget. So was Friday the 13th. Both of them look beautiful on Blu-ray. This looks abysmal. It is absolutely riddled head to toe in grain. The grain is that heavy that all fine detail is gone. It's the worst Blu-ray I have ever seen. The audio is laughable. Everything it's just thin. All of it's thin. There's no bass response whatsoever. It was just laughable. I couldn't believe what I was listening to and what I was watching. Now, look, I'm going to be truthful about this movie. I am not a big fan of rape revenge movies. I always find these films, they just want to be controversial. And that's it. You know, they don't give a shit about plot. And these films do kind of do annoy me. But having said that, I did see the remake of this movie. And I actually liked the remake of this movie. It was a hell of a lot better than this heap of shit. I don't get it. It has a good cult following, this movie. Don't know why. If this wasn't a Midnight Classics release, I would have got rid of it. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually embarrassed to have it in my collection. That's how bad I thought this film was. Now, I'm sure there's going to be people giving out shit. You know, what is this fella talking about? Look, it's my opinion. It's how I felt about the movie. It's just not for me, unfortunately. So, sorry for being so negative about this, folks, but it's like I said, it's how I felt about it. So that is Last House on the Left. So let's have a look at our next one. Right, folks. So continuing on, and we have The People Under the Stairs, and again, another amazing artwork on this. I can't praise Midnight Classics enough. I'm blown away by them. It is an absolute fantastic, another fantastic release from them. So yeah, anyone who hasn't seen People Under the Stairs, it has a fairly simple premise. it just follows this young boy who basically goes into a house with two robbers to try and rob this rare coin collection that this family has in this house, and they basically get trapped in the house, and the family just happens to be absolutely bonkers. It's an absolute blast of a movie, this. It really is a fun movie. It actually was a surprise hit at the time. I think it had a budget of around 6 million, and it grossed a little over 30 million. Which was, it was, again, no one was really expecting this film to do as well as it did. I have to admit, at the time, Wes Craven was on a good run with these films. This film followed the fantastic Shocker. I thought Shocker was a great movie. And then after this movie, he directed the New Nightmare, which was probably one of the better sequels. But again, this film is, I can never think of the actor's name. What's his name? Everett McGill. What an actor! I tell you, I've seen him in 3 movies. Under Siege 2, Silver Bullet, and this movie. And I have to admit, I thought he plays the villain role so well. But in this movie, he really is fantastic. Some of the things that happens to him in this movie is just hilarious. It's a comedy horror. It's definitely not a horror movie. It's a comedy horror. But yeah, I think if you're like if you like that film, what was it? It just came out recently, Ready or Not. When I watched Ready or Not, I actually thought of this movie. I think this film might have heavily inspired Ready or Not. But if you did like that Ready or Not, you're gonna like this movie. So for the picture quality itself, so anyone who owns the Arrow release or the Scream Factory release, you know exactly what you're getting with this movie. It looks lovely. It's not going to win any awards or anything like that for picture quality, but it absolutely gets the job done. There is a bit of crushing going on with the blacks, some of the darker scenes in it, but look, it happens. It's, it can't all be roses when it comes to picture quality. It has a DTS 2.0 channel, and again, it gets the job done. It would have been nice to get a 5.1, but look, it's people under the stairs. And like I said, it does get it done. This film has a huge cult following, and it deserves its cult following. Absolute blast of a movie, and if you haven't checked it out, please do. And if you are interested in actually both of these titles, I think this one is this is all Amazon Italy, folks. So I think this one is maybe around 22, 23 euro. This one here is it's a little more expensive. It's around 25. And as you can see, when you do put the two of them together, which I will do, the two of them go quite beautifully together. There you go. As do all Midnight Classics. They're just a lovely collection. And I'm so happy that I started collecting them. So that is it, folks. Just a quick unboxing and review of 2 very different Wes Craven movies, as you can tell. So, as per usual, if you did like this video, please do give us a thumbs up. And please leave down a comment. Come on, talk to me. Let me know what you thought of these movies. I know I might have stepped on a few toes when I talked about The Last House on the Left, but folks, look, it's just one man's opinion, that's it. So, I hope to see you all again real soon, and take care out there. See you soon. Bye-bye.